So welcome to the 1990 series. My name is Amanda O'Shea, the Loving Life Coach from the Serendipity Experience. And I have with me today the gorgeous Jules Toro, who is down there basking in that beautiful winter sunshine. Sorry, I mean, I'm not summer, winter, because it looks so lovely. And look at you in the warmth of the sun down there in southern Spain. How are you doing, Jules? Welcome, welcome. It's so nice to see
Well,
you.
I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving being here, loving being at home, and surrounded by my community. Yeah.
You know, it's so nice to have you on here. Thank you for being part of this 90 and 90 series, because we met quite a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, when I don't think you've been long open, the Hidden Paradise, as a retreat centre. And I first came on a non-duality retreat with Lisa Cairns and stayed in this fantastic little gypsy caravan that was on the site, because it was fully booked. The whole retreat was fully booked and we were the last ones to book in. And we had the most amazing experience down there with you. And since then, we've gone back and run our own retreats there, and the Serendipity Experience and Love and Clarity. And it's been so lovely to have had this connection with you over, it's not that many years, but it feels like we really kind of got to know you. And you're just so joyful and beautiful that it's lovely to have you as part of this series. Just lovely. And I know that we had a little chat about what we might just talk to for a few minutes or for a little while, and we came up with heartbreak versus heart opening. Would you tell me why you chose that?
Well, I had a few subjects that I could really talk about. I just felt that was the all-consuming thing at the moment. That's become part of it's very much part of my spiritual path. And everything is really. But I'm very passionate about community and our working community, and I'm very and at the moment I'm really healing from a breakup, and in that breakup and in that loss, I'm finding my heart is expanding, and so many and so much has illuminated from it, and I'm starting to understand when they say your heart gets broken, it lets more light in, and understanding that really and living that, and living in with grief really, and how that feels to just allow that into my life, and that kind of brings so much more passion into my life and into the things I do, and the things that really fill me up.
That's so nice. And I think there is something there, anybody going through this apparent heartbreak, it doesn't feel nice when we don't understand how it, how I don't know, how love works. It feels like we are the victim of somebody not loving us anymore. And the thing is, I don't know if that's really true. I know it appears like that's true, but I don't know if that's really true. It's like it's a different experience is happening, that's for sure. I remember hearing once that when your heart gets broken, instead of just loving one person, it gets shattered into thousands of little pieces, so that you can love thousands of people and things, and thousands of things. And I love that. It was like, it's when we're so consumed sometimes on one relationship, whether that's a family member or a partner or whatever, and it does feel like everything changes when that relationship has changed. But actually, that's what it is. It's changed. That's what's happened. The situation has changed, and love is always present.
Yes, it's like breaking habits.
Yeah. Yeah. And we like our habits.
Yeah.
We get comfortable in our habits.
Yeah, we like our habits and we like the comfort. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in some ways, it's like that habit and that stability and that thing that you felt was for sure isn't for sure. And so everything is just like, oh, wow, open space. I want safety and I want to go back to the old habits when actually our world is it's a, you know, it's like this open possibilities where everything can come in. If we stay in our flow state, then everything is coming to us and everything is aligning for our best possible experience here,
Yeah.
you know. And so this is the interesting thing. It's the comfort of the what was safe and what was there, and now it's like, oh, I can just do what I want with my day today. There's no one I'm going to have to check with, no one to check in with because I'm on holiday. So, um, and that's just like this amazing. It's just amazing to have no one to answer to, and just decide what to do and bring in what I please.
I
So
mean,
that's it.
you have, and I'm so happy for you that you found this peace within your, within your situation. I mean, you run this amazing retreat center. You have, I mean, you've got a kind of mission of providing this beautiful space for people that want to host retreats who are raising consciousness or bringing awareness
Mm,
to
mm,
you're surrounded with you're surrounded with lots of really gorgeous people and beautiful souls. I mean, not that we're not all like that, but you really have had some amazing teachers coming through and people that are sharing, and I guess you're on this journey too, right? You're continually seeing things
yeah,
deeper, and then boom, it's like something crops up in our world that we just didn't see coming. It's like something like around
yeah.
the corner. So your resilience is really shining through at the moment. That's what I see.
There's one thing that I've really been looking at, that we always have choices of how we can think about a situation. So this is something that I'm really looking at the moment. The facts are all there on a set. You have a situation, the facts are all there and seems true, and proof is there. And then there's another way of looking at something which eases your heart and eases the story. So it depends which one you choose. So you have a choice of how you look at anything. And if you choose to look at it from a brighter side, that's the way that your life is going to go. And that's attracting. We've obviously just had the UK elections, for example, and we all wanted that knight in shining armor to save us. And he was, save the healthcare and save education, look after people with disabilities, and I look at this and I say, well, let's look inside at our self responsibility. What are we doing for our own personal healthcare system? What are we doing for our community? How do we treat people with mental health issues? How do we support those that need benefits? And we stop pointing a finger outside and start looking inside. And I think when we look inside at our own responsibility, I think that's where things really kind of
Yeah, and
change.
I think that is easier for people when they have an understanding of how this inside system works. We're talking about our psychological system, our spiritual system that's invisible. So
Yeah.
I get it that it's not so easy for people to get their head around, but once people get a little bit of
Mm,
understanding of how our psychological system works, if you like, those things then are easier, and people use their own strength and their own resilience, and take on their own responsibility, because that becomes easier to do. That when we understand how something works, it's easier. When we don't understand, we're caught up in the misunderstanding, we're caught up in the illogical way that you know, that life runs, or that we think it runs. So we've seen that, right? We see a world captured by fear, you know, and addicted to
Yeah.
and addicted to self and addicted to control. And so you've set up this space which is, you know, you've seen something deeper, and you're trying, you know, it seems like that's your gift, was to set up this space to provide a beautiful retreat center where people can come and do a bit of self-inquiry and do a bit of reflection and be guided by people that have been inspired to share this kind of stuff, you know. So it's just wonderful, and you get to get a taste of everything that's coming through. And I think you're, you know, seeing that we can see things from all different perspectives is a gift in itself. Because I don't know that it's so easy to tell people, well, I'm looking at it like from the bright side and you're looking at it from the dark side. And, well, you know,
No.
like I was, that's not helpful for people. But when people understand when people take a step back, and when people understand, if you like, the way that perspective is created, and it's not that, oh, I could look at it that way, or I could look at it that way, or I should be looking at it that way, or it just, once they get to see there's like a gazillion different ways of looking at something, this is how I happen to be looking at it right now. And so once we get stuck in habits, we stay looking at it from that point. And it's almost like we have to backtrack, we have to come back, step right back out of it, and come in maybe through a different kind of lens, you know. But seeing that's what I think has been the most helpful thing. Whether people, so we've got this thing of people can see it as heartbreak or heart opening, but there's everything in between as well. And it's like we step back and we see that there's another possibility, another experience to be had of exactly the same situation.
Exactly.
The same. The facts, like you said, the facts are on the ground. The facts haven't changed. The circumstance is the same, you know. So I think it is so helpful when we get to see that circumstances don't affect us, events don't affect us, other people don't affect us. The only thing that we feel affected by is our own thinking about those things.
That's right. I remember I must have been 8 or 9, and my mother said to me, hell and heaven don't exist, only in your own head. Only in your own head. And from then I always knew that it was really our choice. And the silver-tongued devil is your own mind coming in. And it's about how to accept that silver-tongued devil and do and make your own choice from the heart.
Yeah. So it's not,
and how to sit with your pain.
Yeah.
You know, actually, to be honest, I'm not that great with that.
And then it shifts. So you're not good with it, and then it shifts, and then it comes, and then it goes, and all of it is being brought alive. You know, all of it's being brought alive.
Yeah.
By thought and the gift of thought, and you know, we see our consciousness dancing around. We see that it dancing, and sometimes, you know, we're in that beautiful space where we feel love, and we're in that, and then another time we're in a lower place and we feel more insecure. Yeah. Insecurity plays out, and that feels different. So we're up and down all day long, or all week long, or all year long. And well, what's available is that feeling. What's always available is that beautiful feeling, and then it gets covered up with our own thinking. And that's kind of how it works, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of.
Yeah.
That's how it works. That doesn't sound so difficult when we understand how thinking works. You know.
Yeah, I think the more time you spend there in that peace and in the light, the easier it is to get back.
Yeah, and then you see we were never really away from it. We were just kind of like the illusion of being away from it. So the light doesn't ever leave us. You know,
never. Yeah, that's the thing. It never does. It's only your perception.
Yeah. So I think that, you know, what you have created down there, Jules, is amazing. And I'm sure it's a really beautiful kind of, you know, the community at the moment have got your back, right? That's what community does.
Yeah. That's it.
It's a circular thing. That's why we sat in
Yeah.
circles in the tribal days, because someone's got your back, you know. And you have
Yeah.
a beautiful circle down there, and you know, I'm sure that you appreciate that now, you know, as much as you ever have done. But you have created
Yeah.
something,
More than ever.
yeah,
More than ever.
and you have created something that is
Yeah.
so special in Hidden Paradise, that I think everybody should come and do a retreat down there, you know, and
Yeah.
we'll make plans soon to come back and get another one onto our list, because
Yeah.
it's for me, it's like going home, you know. I have that feeling of going home when I come down there, and lots of my clients, lots of my guests that have been actually on this 1990 series, that were all guests at a retreat that we held at your place, all had huge insights there. So I think it's a space that's
The
to,
space, the openness.
and that is it, you know. People have shifts, and people change when they have insights and fall into that beautiful feeling. That's the game changer. So thank you, Jules, for
Yeah. Thank you.
your beauty.
Thank you, Amanda.
Yeah, to the circle. It's lovely to connect with you. And
Oh, it's lovely to see your face and to see this beautiful painting in the background there with you have an amazing sunset in the background.
yeah, this is a painting, isn't it? Gorgeous.
Oh, I can't hear you anymore.
Oh, I can hear you, but yeah, it's a gorgeous.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
So we're lucky. We get they are
Yeah.
like local sunsets, right? How lucky are we? So lots of love to you, and
Yeah, really.
may your heart be touched.
Lots of love to you. Thank you so much, Amanda.
Bye, my darling. Namaste.
Thank you.
Yes. Aloha.
Namaste.
Bye bye.